Ayo, Age here, back with a new series in Civilization 6 where today, upon a request, we are playing as Harald Hardrada, the professional griefer of Norway Empire. While other empires excel at building stuff, our bonuses come mainly from tearing you down. As early as our unique ship enters the waters, we are able to pillage coastal tiles immediately, and pillaging tiles gives us science and culture, which is our main source of scaling into the late game. Even our berserkers have extra movement in enemy territory to get in and raid their stuff. We are also able to navigate ocean tiles after the shipbuilding is researched, so we can explore and settle islands earlier than most civilizations, where the land stability is a bait. I can talk about it later, but first let's go over the settings of the game. Deity difficulty, archipelago map, and in the advanced tab we have abundant resources, because we need those strategics for military actions, New World Age for more hills, and wet rainfall for more features so our tiles don't look grim. So with that, let's get this episode going. So what are we working with here? First of all, we have a little bit of desert, which sucks, but maybe we can make it work, and I see 3 potential settle locations. Right here. First of all, well, we do have some flat tiles around here. Let's scout around with our warrior to reveal more information, but overall, if we settle on the stone tile, we get access to fresh water for extra housing, but we get cock-blocked by pearls from our harbor, so we would have to move it further down for +2 adjacency rather than having +4 next to the city center. And we don't have any food to work unless this tile has some kind of rice tile or something. Doesn't look like it, looks like it's a plain style, maybe with a forest. It's gonna be extremely hard to grow the city, so this potential settle location is going out of the way. Settling in the middle would still leave us with a harbor problem, not getting as much adjacency out of it. We wouldn't get any fresh water either, so the housing would be a problem and we would have to make a granary at some point. The city would be growing very slowly due to the penalty of housing, but we would get access to free food 1 production tile on cheap, which is really nice to work early. However, if I move 1 down in the rainforest, I still get access to fresh water, I get a +4 harbor next to a city center, and I still get to work a sheep tile for extra food and growth, so that's really a no-brainer in here. Let's settle our capital. And in the building queue we have a couple of options. I could build a monument in 15 turns, that takes quite a while but would allow us to progress the civic tree faster. I could get myself a builder as a coastal civilization. We're going for sailing anyway and we are going to be unlocking those fishing boats. However, fishing boats early without the Pantheon wouldn't give us any production, so I don't really want to work them just yet. So builder isn't a terrible choice, but it's not really beneficial to us either. We still have to unlock most of these technologies to be able to improve our land, and until then our builder would just sit AFK, so it's not really good return on investment short term. Getting a scout would allow us to scout a territory, but we are playing on archipelago map, so I don't expect it to be a massive island in here with a lot of things to explore. And then our scout would be just sitting AFK, at least until we would get to shipbuilding that would allow our land units to embark and scout other islands as well. On top of that, since we are playing Vikings, we are able to pillage coastal tiles pretty much as soon as we are getting our Viking longship, so scouts loses value, especially as Norway early on. Mainly it becomes between a warrior and a slinger. Now I am gonna go with warrior, but a slinger worth of consideration is because basically maybe we could kill a barbarian or barbarian camp and boost ourselves on archery. We would get a little bit of a discount from the science in that regard. However, building a warrior would do the same thing as scout does. Warriors are able to clear barbarian camps more easily, and later on we can upgrade them into our unique unit of berserkers, so I would rather spend extra turns building a warrior and having a stronger unit that we can also use later on, rather than building a scout in this game. It seems like I have found another potential city location, right here on a plain style and with a decent +4 harbor. Not bad. Obviously, ideally, I would like to work some 2 food 2 production tiles or something like this. Something like a sheep, having 1 food 3 production tiles like here would be great. But beggars can't be choosers depending on what kind of landmass we have, and I see a whole lot of desert in here, so settling here is not really an option. Therefore, we are probably gonna have to make this city work, but we'll see what other land uncovers. We still have time before our city grows and finishes that warrior. And while we are gonna be building a settler, we will have to decide which is gonna be our second city. And we have found our first barbarian encampment. It spawned just right here. That complicates our plans a little bit, because barbarians are gonna start spawning naval units and pillage our coastal tiles, meaning that we should get ourselves a unit to defend our coast. However, that interferes with my plan. So the first small plan for this era, at least for myself, is to get into the Dark Age. First of all, because it's hard to get Golden Age on Archipelago map. We cannot explore as much land, we cannot meet as many civilizations, we cannot meet as many city-states, so it would be hard to accumulate that era score. On top of that, it's not really worth it, because we are gonna be opening harbors, and that comes a little bit late. That's our first district. I'm gonna ignore the religion. Okay, maybe we can start from beginning. Why am I ignoring the religion? Because I made a disclaimer that this is a bait for Norway, right? So first of all, we don't have any bonuses for the holy sites or faith output whatsoever. Our unique building is Stave Church, which is a temple replacement. We need holy site, we need shrine, only then we would be able to build temple after we research theology. So it's pretty far down, in terms of early game at least, in the civic tree, right? So we won't be getting anything out of it until we are able to research that. Getting a religion is challenging because on deity difficulty, everybody is going for religion. You'll see Mapuche going for religion, you will see Alexander going for religion. It seems like AI doesn't care, we just, whatever technology we research, that's the district we are gonna play. So if Alexander gets a Eureka for astrology and research that, well, that's your religious Alexander the Great, despite having no benefits of building them, right? Bonuses for religion would be that maybe we could get a +3 holy site, let's say somewhere around here, screw it, with a government plaza or something, right? With work ethic we could get +3 production out of it as well, and maybe some belief that would give us either science or culture to increase our stats a little bit. That all sounds nice until we evaluate the price that we have to pay. First of all, we have to place down a holy site, meaning that we would have to wait until city grows into 4 population to be able to place down a harbor, and then we would have to wait until city grows to 7 population to place down government plaza. So this holy site is not coming online anytime soon. And getting a city to 7 population, it might just happen somewhere in the mid-game. So we are gonna be potentially delaying our harbor and our government plaza to get a religion. Also, think about how much production do we have to invest into getting a religion, right? We are going to need a holy site, maybe we are going to need a shrine, maybe we are going to need to make a project. Probably we would have to make a project to get our great prophet. As I said, religion is very contested, so it's not given that we just get a religion by default. We're not playing Arabian here. And the thing is, while work ethic would be nice, I don't like the cost of opportunity. As Norway, most of our bonuses come from pillaging stuff, and we get access to longships to pillage coastal tiles very early. So now, when we think about the production that would go into a holy site and a shrine and potentially a project, just with that amount of production, think about how many boats we could actually build and pillage city-states or maybe other civilizations whatsoever. The opportunity cost is just too big, so I am not interested in getting religion, not on the deity difficulty. I don't want to delay my harbors, I don't really want to delay my government plaza either. I think getting those districts would make it much more comfortable for us. Most of the civilizations that are getting religion early usually are aiming for monumentality golden age, but as Norway, we are not getting big adjacency from our holy sites. We're not going to be accumulating all that much of a faith to justify that. Maybe we could get a couple of settlers out of it, but at the same time, as I said, we could be producing boats and going towards actual win condition, right? So going back to my plan in the early game, I would like to get myself into the Dark Age first, because we are not going to be able to use the free inquiry bonuses anytime soon until we build up those harbors. And in the next era, when the dedications are going to be selected, we are going to probably be still building harbors, so we're not going to get full value out of free inquiry. However, getting into the Dark Age means that in the era afterwards, we would be able to get a Heroic Age, which is, at least should be easy for Norway to achieve due to our longships and our ability to navigate ocean tiles, meeting other people, meeting other city-states, getting tribal villages whatsoever, would give us a lot of power score and would set us up for a Heroic Age. Now, the Heroic Age is going to be important because since we're opening harbors, we're not going to get as many stats in terms of culture and science, right? Getting free inquiry, so our harbor districts would provide us extra science equal to the adjacency, at least +4, right? And another +4 in here, that's 8 science already out of 2 cities, that's massive. Also, we would be able to take pen, brush, and voice to get extra culture out of our harbors. It's just +1 culture for any district that is built, but it still gives us some stats, and we could also get monumentality as well. Maybe if we are able to pillage some tiles on the coast, we could get ourselves a builder or a settler. That's not a big bonus. The monumentality doesn't really matter that much, but getting extra science and culture should be amazing. So I am looking to get as little era score in this era as possible, and in the next one I am looking to get myself a Heroic Age, which means that I am gonna be delaying my Viking longships until we get to the Dark Age. As our unique units are gonna give us +4 era score always, I would rather save it, meaning that our coastal tiles against these barbarians are gonna be uncontested, and I am not gonna be keen on improving my coastal tiles until I can properly defend them. We have met a city-state. We are the first ones to meet Buenos Aires, meaning that there isn't a player somewhere around it, which is good news because that means that we are not getting extra era score out of it. Buenos Aires wants us to recruit a great scientist. I don't know if we can ever get this quest done. Great scientists are amongst the most contested great people on the Deity difficulty, and I am not building any campuses. At least the plan would be, like, if I'm not getting a holy site, which I'm not, I could get myself a government plaza, I could get myself a campus right for science to progress through the tech tree faster, so maybe we could do this quest, but other than that, it's a decent city-state that would make our bonus resources to behave like luxuries, so we do have a sheep tile in the capital, getting extra amenities out of it wouldn't be bad. However, we are playing Norway, and playing as Norway, we are the apex predator. We have to think like a predator, so what harm can we do to Buenos Aires for our own benefit? Looking at it, it doesn't look good. The coastal tiles around Buenos Aires, which is potentially these 3, are all flat tiles, and these are gonna be improved by farms and farms. Unfortunately, pillaging those only gives us health. It doesn't give us science or culture or gold or anything else, so declaring a war and sacrificing that one envoy with Buenos Aires doesn't sound smart. I could settle another potential city around here to get access to the citrus tile with a okay harbor. Not an amazing city, but again, none of our cities are. Well, capital is decent because we at least get the sheep tile to work. We have a luxury and we have 1 food-free production tile, but other than that, unless there are some interesting tiles around here, yeah, our cities are gonna be mid, kinda mid, but we have to make it work, right? Now, my city has grown into 2 population, 50 gold to buy a tile. I wouldn't mind investing some gold, but we need to wait a turn until I am able to do that. Working 1 food-free production tile is better than the gypsum, because 1 production is equal to about 4 gold, so unless this tile would have 5 gold on it, I would rather get more production out of it. Let's buy ourselves the forest tile, lock in these tiles, let the city work on. Let's get the settler, send our warrior to scout around Buenos Aires, and we do have truffle style. Okay, well, our capital is a little bit better actually. And I could slap down another city somewhere around here. And that's where the land ends. How terrible this city is gonna be. It doesn't really have anything to work. I don't know, let's see, maybe next to Buenos Aires we're gonna find a better settle location. And we met another city-state. We have met Valletta, and once again we are the first ones to meet it. Valletta wants a trade route, but I'm not gonna send it anytime soon, as this city-state would allow us to buy city center buildings with faith, like walls, granaries, etc. Some of that value could be good, but I am not looking to build walls in this playthrough. In this playthrough, we are Vikings, we are looking to break them down anyway. So turning on my Predator screen, we are not getting lucky. It's like Discovery Channel, right? A fox is stalking a potential prey, but it only sees 3 flat tiles that can be improved by farms. No luck in here, so a fox has to continue its journey to find a prey before it goes hungry.
It is not that life...
Sailing has been completed. Let's get astrology now. Ideally, I would like to boost it, but I don't know if I can find a natural wonder.
It is not wisdom.
Civic has been completed, so we are plugging in discipline because we don't have any recon units anyway. And I will go for God King because I want to get my Pantheon early, as God of the Sea is the only thing that is gonna help us out to get some production out of our coastal tiles. The same thing could be done by our Stave Church, which would provide us, I didn't talk about its bonuses a lot, but basically it would give us extra faith adjacency from holy sites next to woods, and we would get +1 production on coastal resource tiles in the city, which isn't bad. My problem is with how late it actually comes. However, we might be still able to build those up, just not in our main cities. If we conquer a city with a holy site, that building is actually gonna be good. Not necessarily amazing, but it will make those cities better, so I don't really mind it. We are gonna get them at some point, but God of the Sea, I didn't even check if religious settlements are available, because while religious settlements is hands down the best pantheon that anyone could get, extra settler, extra tempo, settling the cities faster, right, getting them more productive. On a naval map, as a naval civilization, I would bet that we would get much more value out of God of the Sea. Just look at how many sea resources we have. Nidaros has a potential to get +5 production out of our Pantheon. Another city here would get at least 2. That's another city for 1, maybe we have some in Fog of War, and here's another city for extra production. That's already +10 production on 4 cities. And it just gets better with every coastal city that we either settle or conquer, so even if religious settlements is still available, I would still rather go for God of the Sea here. Now, in terms of the civics tree, I'm naturally gonna go for foreign trade. Traders are just too valuable. I want to build them as early as possible to grow my cities, to make them more productive, while craftsmanship doesn't really offer that much. It's too early to get the Ilcom card for the builder production, as we don't have most of our technologies unlocked to be able to improve anything in the first place. And the Gogi is good in very niche scenarios, especially when we are talking about rushing it, right? So if you're playing Aztec and you want to print out more Eagle Warriors to bully some city-state for extra builders, that's fine, that's completely valid strategy, but most of the civilizations are not Aztecs and would get much more benefit from a trader, especially when it's leading towards early empire for our discount towards settlers. And we have our first barbarian show up, that's fine. However, I don't like that it's coming from both sides. This, I already accepted that I cannot improve these tiles, that's fine, but these barbarians means that I cannot improve anything or build a harbor in these cities until I have boats to defend them either. Our first settler is out, and I'm gonna send him... Maybe I should send him next to freshwater. This city doesn't have any productive tiles to work, and we cannot improve coastal resources, so I think this one is gonna grow faster and do more things for us. However, I'm gonna queue up another settler immediately to settle this city as well, and this crap city with no productive tiles to work is gonna have to wait a little bit. We could also settle the desert. No, we can't. I am not building a city in here. There is a Petra temptation, but we need all the production that we can get for our bows right now. We are not scaling very well in the late game anyway, so pillaging is the priority. We can't afford to settle dogshit cities everywhere. And they still haven't found a single goody hut. That's underwhelming. Yep, no goody huts everywhere. Settle the city. And our city is very weak, it only has 10 strength. These galleys could take the city down if they wanted to, absolutely. The thing about barbarians is as long as you don't have a ranged unit in the city center, they're not likely to attack and demolish your city anyway, they're just running around pillaging your tiles. So don't get an archer, don't get a slinger inside the city center unless you really want to lose it. At least that's my observation from my experience playing the game. I will start with a monument because we don't really have any tiles to improve just yet. This is not negotiable, it's just gonna get pillaged and we are gonna get our builder stolen, so you know what I mean. Let's just grow our city's territory a little bit through a culture. And let's progress through his civics tree a little bit faster. Oh, we found a tribal village. Our only one so far. Come on, please be good. Craftsmanship. At least we got a tribal village, I guess.
I don't believe in astrology.
Craftsmanship is really easy to boost, especially because I will probably go builder after the settler, and now, yeah, I could have improved 3 tiles easily. We could have gotten something better. But oh well, can't always get lucky. I could start going towards celestial navigation now, and we can boost it by improving 2 sea resources. However, since I'm gonna go builder after settler in Nidaros, maybe we should unlock some of our actual improvements like mining to build a quarry and animal husbandry to improve the sheep. I think that's gonna be way more beneficial to us. That's where our landmass ends. That's a 2 food 2 production tile. Maybe we could get the city in here. There is another potential city somewhere around here, but it's very far away from my capital, so I guess I just have to make these 4 cities work for time being. Unfortunately, we don't have a good way to grow this city. Keep working that sheep tile, and let's start working on the aforementioned builder now. The settler is coming on the coast.
When you find yourself in a...
Nice. We have access to improve our luxuries, waiting for a builder come out still.
That's the positive aspect of...
And we have access to a trader. We still need a little bit of gold, I think. Oh no, it's 170. That's okay. Let's start improving Skarsborg a little bit. And now I'm gonna head towards Early Empire for a discount on the settlers. Our warrior got beaten down by the barbarian quadrireme, so I'm gonna leave it here to heal a little bit. Let's settle another city. Which city I would like to improve more, Sarpsborg or Oslo? Maybe let's send it to Oslo, that's fine. And we are gonna start working on a monument here as well, because we can't improve anything anyway. Start trading with the capital, city's growing in 6 turns, good, finish that monument faster. Alright, builder is out. Let's improve our quarry. I can get myself another builder potentially. We still have some tiles to improve around here, like this luxury resource, and I would like to improve these 2 tiles. Or at least to have a builder in a position to do them once we start dealing with the barbarians. Now let's start improving our sheep tile as well. I will stop working the forest tile. This one is better now for extra gold.
I am fond of pigs.
Here's our animal husbandry. Let's get builder into a position. Now I can start working towards celestial navigation. And here is our god of the sea. Great. Yep, religious settlements is no longer available, but even if that would be, I'm going for god of the sea. Improve. Horseback riding has been boosted. Good, more production. Early Empire has been boosted. We have grown our civilization into 6 population total. We have a warrior in here. I might send it to Oslo. You're going through a land. Yeah, good. You cannot embark anyway. And I am gonna improve the truffle style. Oh. Get on the land as soon as possible. I don't want it to get stolen. Getting griefed by barbarians when I am the one who is supposed to be griefer. It's a little bit counterintuitive. Okay. Ancient era is ending in 8 turns. We're getting Early Empire in 7. Let's invest into a monument. I don't want to build settler until we get a discount, and I don't want to get my longship before the era ends anyway, so that's the only logical thing to do, because I don't really need any more builders. But I could use this camp. Boom, another luxury resource. We're getting +2 amenities in our cities. I have a production queue available in Sarpsborg. 5 turns until the era ends. What can we do in here? Not that much really, 2 turns until early empire. I guess we could invest a little bit of production into a builder, we are gonna need it at some point anyway.
Look back over the past.
We have access to change our government, not bad. I'm gonna get colonization card for production towards settlers, and I'm gonna get maritime industries for production towards naval units now. Let's start working on that settler, 8 turns, that's fine. And I'm gonna switch from builder into Viking longship. It takes 9 turns, so we are gonna complete it in the next era anyway. And I'm gonna queue another Viking longship in Oslo as well to start clearing up the barbs. In civics, naturally, we're gonna go through the top now straight towards political philosophy to get our next tier government. And for our governor, I'm gonna assign Magnus into capital. We do have a few chops available here, a few forests, especially if I want to place down a government plaza in here. We can surround it with other districts, so these forests can go. I'm gonna be able to chop the stone tile for a little bit of extra production. Actually, I can do that with my builder once Magnus establishes, to get that settler out faster. I'm gonna move away from craftsmanship for a little bit. Let's invest some turns into drama and poetry, I guess. Because I would like to chop this settler out with Magnus, and then get an ability to change my government so I can remove that settler card and be done with settling for a time being. Getting extra production in our city centers would be way more valuable, especially if we are going to be building up our navy and our harbors are going to be coming online soon, so I don't want to be stuck with a settler card until we get our next tier government. We got ourselves into a dark age, which is amazing, exactly what I wanted. Let's get 3 inquiries so we get era score out of our Eurekas. And the first part of our plan now is done. Next part, we'll be getting enough era score for the heroic age to give our empire a competitive edge, but that I will leave for another episode. So thank you guys very much for watching. One love, I'm out.